Hey guys, welcome back to the Quick Speed Shop. I'm Josh, and oh no, not the Dodge truck again. Somehow it got back in the garage. Darn it! Well, anyways, we're gonna make some progress on it this time. Look at this. I've got the wheels in the shop. I'm gonna put the valve stems in them and get them down this weekend. Get the rubber mounted up on them. And I also have a pile of exhaust pipes here. I ordered another builder kit from Summit. This is their Builder Kit Series 2 1/4 inch. It's all stainless now, 409 stainless. Holy crap, that was loud. And it's I still have remnants of the original builder set over here, but I needed some more bends, and it's real reasonable, like $240 for all this kit here. There's 4 straights, even though you only see 3. There's 4 straights, and then 4 U-bends, and a bunch of 45s and 90s. And that's what I used to build the... If you watch the first exhaust video, I built it back to about here with some glass packs. It's all stainless, all wrapping around down there around the exhaust, wraps around the transfer case and everything else, all stainless steel. And stainless steel eBay headers on the engine, so we'll have all stainless exhaust. But I think in this video, first thing we're going to do, we're going to put on the roll bar that I built last time, the bed bar, sport bar, light bar thingamajig. We're going to bolt that on. And then I think we will build the exhaust system, since I have the floor out of the bed still. And once we get the exhaust built, then I can put the floor in the bed. That'll be handy. I need to tweak my brake line bracket just a little bit, move the brake line. I think I'm going to run the pipes out back and dump out here, out into the fenders. But I also have the 180-degree U-bends. I could snake it around and build some kind of crazy side exhaust and dump it out here, like build like NASCAR tips and dump it out under the running boards. That might be kind of cool, but I think it would be loud. Right now it's extremely loud with glass packs, and it's got converters. I got Flowmaster bullet converters on it, but the headers and the converters and the Magnum heads must be loud, because this engine is quite loud with this exhaust system. So I'm going to guess maybe the way the Magnum heads are laid out, that they make a lot of noise. It's pretty loud. It's a lot louder than I thought it was going to be with the glass packs. My small block Chevy, 283 Chevy, and my Model A truck's got the same mufflers with an exhaust system that's probably shorter than this, and it's not anywhere near as loud as this is. So it must be the Magnum heads. Actually, funny story, back in the 90s, I worked in a body shop when I was in high school, and we used to work on a lot of GM cars, and it was like Corsicas, Cavaliers, Berettas, stuff like that was new then, 93, 94, 95. And we had to fix a Chevy Corsica with a 3.1. Man, the exhaust was damaged on it, so we cut the exhaust off, like, must have been after at the firewall or something, down, so I had like a downpipe. Man, those 60-degree V6s are so freaking loud. The heads and those the valves must be, I don't know. Cut the exhaust off a 2.8 or a 3.1 V6. Those things are extremely loud. Dang! Anyways, that was 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 25 years ago. What year is it now? That was 30 years ago. Yikes. Anyways, back to this. We're going to snake this around. First of all, let me throw the valve stems in this. I got the bolt-in ones. If I haven't explained what the wheels are before, these are Ford, of all things, 16x7, 94, 95, 96 Ford 3/4 ton truck wheels. They're sandblasted and powder coated. There's a date code, 94, 95, 98, whatever. These are off mix and match trucks I had, but they're 16x7. They're powder coated, white. And then for a spare, we got an 80s, this is like a 80s wheel. Actually, what's the date on it here? It should be a date. 90, all right, 8/24/90. This is off F250, 89 or 90 F250. This is a 16x6, which it's a little bit narrower, but I'm going to put the spare on this. But this is also powder coated white. So this is the way you can tell, even though it's narrower, it's got the big hole for the big style valve stem, and the other wheels, the 7s, have the smaller hole for the smaller valve stem. So I'll bolt them in real fast and then this weekend I'm going to get them mounted, get the mud tires on them. Then we can throw them on the truck. So for valve stems, I'm going to do the bolt-in jobbers here. These are all metal, and they've got a rubber gasket that seals. And they come with a 2 styles of rubber washer, because the one washer is for the big hole and the other washer is for the small hole. So it looks like the washer that's on it right now is for a small hole, but you take the nut off and take the washer off. Then you see the rubber down here seals on the inside. I gotta thread that off somehow. Maybe. Or maybe it just pushes off. Hoop. There we go. I've got to put the bigger rubber on for the big hole. Yes. There we go. So I'll just swap that out. They come with both of them. And I'm going to use just a little bit of this grease just to seal up, or give them a little bit of lubrication. Hopefully it's compatible with rubber. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I'm just going to slime a little bit right on here, right on the rubber, just to help her go. And then it goes right in the wheel. Boom. Like that. Can you see? It just stuck in. And then I take the metal washer. And that sandwiches on the rubber and squeezes the rubber out and makes a seal. And then run the metal nut down. Metal Nut Down. That'd be a good name for a heavy metal band. It's Metal Nut Down! Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Now I need, looks like a 9/16 socket. Yes, there we go. Uh-oh. I guess that's it. It goes till it stops spinning. And boom! Installed. There we go. So these will never, all the new rubber on like new valve stems and stuff pretty much are all made in China, unless you can find some good made in America ones. But the rubber's garbage on them. They dry rot and start leaking. I've had that problem in my trailer. I went to all metal ones in my car trailer because I'd come out and be a flat tire and the valve stem had dry rotted and fallen off it. So now it's got all steel ones on it. We're going to go ahead and put them in there. I also bought the tire beads, 4 ounce. These tires are going to take about 4 ounces of tire beads. I've never tried them before, but you drop them in. They're like a glass bead, I think, and they just move around the tire constantly and just go out. Supposedly they put them in big truck tires and stuff, and they go out to offset the balance and make it so you don't kind of run wheel weights, and they help with big tires like these mud tires that are really notoriously hard to balance, and the balance can change when the rubber wears a little bit. So we're going to put the tire beads in all these, and it should be good to go. I think the first thing we're going to do here is put the Rollbar thingamajig on. Hold on a minute. I got to get it. It's back here. Just hang tight. You guys watch the truck. I'm coming. Hold on here. All right, here we go. This is very precarious because I've got no bed floor. Now, how on the earth? Oh, no. Well, that was fun. All right, here we go. Boom! Installed. That's super awesome. It's covered with fiberglass dust from my 37 Ford video with the fender skirts when I was grinding on them. Let me get down here. So this, I put some fluid film underneath the bottom of the, what do you call it here? Bed bar. I want to line this up with the stake pocket right about there. What we got to do is get it situated so it's symmetrical and then clamp it down. There's going to be some 3/8 bolts holding it down to the top of the bed rails here. How much are we hanging off? We got about 3/8 of an inch in there. What do we got here? Almost the same. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. I'm going to call that good. Let me get a vice grip here and vice grip our action. Use this rag so we don't mar the finish. Mind the finish. Boom. All right. Look at that. It's going to be awesome. Oh, you know what? I can drill the 2 front holes. Probably. Am I going to be able to get my drill in here? No. I'm going to have to mark this and back it up because it's not going to work. I can't get the drill. I have a, if I had a 90-degree drill, I could do it, but I don't, so we can't. Bar is just tall enough where it's above the roof of the cab, but it's not above the clearance lights on the front of the cab. So I should be able to get out the door with this thing. Obviously, I can't put the KC lights or the yellow gumball light on the top because they will be way too tall for my 7-foot door. But I think I can get out the door with this on here. So we can go ahead and bolt this down. To wire up the gumball light, I've already got a fuse circuit in the dash that's going to get a wire. But to run the KC lights, I'm going to go to Harbor Freight and get the same wiring harness I used on the reverse lights I put in the truck, or the light that's under the bumper for the trailer hookup. They've got a harness for like UTVs, and it's got a splitter harness, and it's got a relay and a switch and all that built right into it. It's like $31 or something like that. So I should be able to use that with the splitter, hook it up to 2 KC lights and run that into the cab with its own relay, 40 amp relay and stuff, and that I'll use that to run the lights. So all the lights will be functional eventually. I'll get one of those harnesses and put it in here later on. But we can at least bolt this guy on. And I'm going to go ahead and mark these where it's got to be to drill the holes. And then we'll have to slide it back and drill it. And then bolt this sucker down. It's going to have 6 3/8 bolts holding it down. That should be way more than plenty. But it's going to make a good back window protector. And it looks super trick, especially in the black. Super trick on the back of this truck. I love it already. I love it. All right, so next night, and I'm going to start working on the exhaust. Just let me show you here what I did with the roll bar. Like I said, I was going to bolt it down, 3/8 bolts here, grade 8 bolts, and I got the hooks mounted on there. These might rattle like that. You know, it's exaggerated, but I'm going to put some electrical tape around here just so it's got a little cushion. Or maybe we'll get like a little stick-on pad or something so I can't sit there and do that. Wear the paint off and rattle because you'll hear it in the cab. But those guys are bolted on. This thing is locked in. And now we're going to work on the exhaust. Oh, look at this. I got some bends out. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Like I said, I got this builder kit. Oh, everything tipped over. How did that happen? I got this builder kit from Summit. 2 1/4 inch all stainless steel, 409 stainless. And I've laid it out. I've actually used one of the pipes on the truck. But it comes with four 4-foot sections. Then it comes with 4 180-degree bends. And then I think 4 90s and 4 45s or something like that. It's $240 for stainless steel exhaust. I think that's real reasonable. It's heavy duty. It's like 16 gauge or something, all stainless. So if you're building something and want to build your own exhaust, Summit, you can't beat Summit with their Builder Series stainless steel. I'm like, you know, build a whole stainless steel exhaust system for $240 is pretty cool. So I've got some tailpipe extensions just tacked on here. Where can I get so you can see? I took 2 of the extensions. And if you go back to the first video where I built the exhaust, there's glass packs under there. And they stopped at these hangers. And now I've extended them back here. And I put another set of hangers just tacked on here right now. The bolt onto the cross member. I'll show you the hanger in a second I use, but so both pipes are parallel and the same height now. They were a little off up there. I had to tweak it just a little bit, but where the slip fittings are, I was able to make my adjustment in the slip fitting. So I got it tacked together. Both pipes are 4 inches down from the cross member, and then they're like 7 inches to the frame, so they're parallel and same height up and down. So they're dialed in that way. These hangers I use, they're like a street rod style hanger. I wonder who makes them. Here's the part number. I don't know if they came from Speedway or where they came from. They're like a modern style exhaust hanger where they use a pipe and a rubber piece here, but they can bolt on. They can bolt on like that. They can bolt on any which way. And then you just weld the rod on, and they make a nice, vibration-free mounting system here that's real simple. So I've got 2 of them on each side holding the exhaust system on here, and it's really, really firm. So let me climb under here and show you what I think I want to do. I was contemplating bringing the exhaust out in like the fender wells and stuff in the back and like looping around the suspension, but the brake line is in the way and stuff. So I didn't want to do that. So now what I think I want to do, because this truck is extremely loud. Ow! I just bashed my knee into the hub. Dang it! This truck is extremely loud with the pretty much straight through system with glass packs and bullet mufflers from Flowmaster. It's extremely loud, so I want to add a little extra pipe to quiet it down just a little bit. Like I said, I thought about snaking around through the frame and coming out and dumping in the rear of the fenders. But then these builder kits come with all these 180s to like go up over axles and stuff. I'm like, let's do like an old TA Challenger or AAR CUDA exhaust and run the exhaust 180 and come out the side like with side pipes. So I've got this 180 piece, and it's going to go and weld on to this tailpipe, the straight pipe somehow, and then it'll dip down, come under the frame, and then we're going to come out around the leaf spring and then back here under the edge of the fender and poke out the side, straight outside like that. So this will have a lot of straight pipe and then a 180 bend and then a 90 bend, so it should quiet it down. This is all mandrel bent 2 1/4 inch pipe, so it should flow, no flow restrictions really, but it should dampen the sound just a little bit, and then we'll have it come out the side. So you get the equivalent of like almost a full-length exhaust system, but still have it come out the side here using the 180 bends and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of getting an eyeball of where we got to go. I've got, see these slip couplings here. These are great for welding together. And I've cut some off some other pipe I had to make. I'm going to weld another one onto here so I can slip it on here. I like, I could butt weld all this exhaust together like the high-end guys butt weld it all, but I'm fine with the slip. It's all stainless steel. It's not going to rust out. It's a lot easier for me to hang it together with the slip fittings and then weld them up. It'll be fine. So I'm going to weld a slip fitting onto the other end of this 180. We'll get it where we want to get it, cut it off, and then we'll measure and make them symmetrical. But we'll hang the 180 piece here. It'll clear all the suspension, and then hang the 90 in it, then hang a tailpipe. I can pick whatever angle I want. You could drop it way down, but I want to keep the exhaust like parallel and high as possible so it doesn't, ever hit the ground or nothing. So we're going to do something like that. So it should sound pretty good and come out the side. It'll be pretty cool. Originally I thought about doing something like, let's see, how would it work? Like this. Thought about going like this. Well, I'm sorry. Thought about going like this. And you know where I'm going with this. Stacks. I thought about putting stacks on it. Right up through the bed floor, up by the roll bar, like that. And running stacks up to the back of the cab. I thought about doing that. And I don't know. It's cool, but I think it would be kind of loud, and something like that would work excellent for stacks. But I don't know. I don't really think I want to do stacks with a roll bar and stuff. I think I'm going to just do it out the side. I'm a little worried about exhaust fumes with a slider window on the cab. you know, run the slider open, sucking exhaust in the back of the cabin, a low pressure zone. So I don't think it's a good idea to do that. But these bends could have easily gone up through the bed floor, you know, like that. And up and out, that would have quieted it down because that would have been a lot of pipe. And I have enough straight pipe to do it, but I think we're going to do this. We're going to come back like this and hang out the side. So I got to figure out where to cut it back here. And once I cut it off and put the slip on this, we can slip it and hang it and kind of like tack it, just kind of tack it in place, and probably build one side. Since these pipes are parallel, we can make it match and build one, and then we'll just copy it on the other side and have an exhaust system. There we go. I got that one pipe, passenger side pipe, all tacked up. It looks awesome. Look at this. It's just like a Challenger, a TA, what do you call it? Comes down, around. Super cool. And then I did the other side while you guys were time-lapsing. I went and whipped that out. They're pretty much symmetrical, within like, I don't know, quarter inch or so. Good enough for this truck. Look how cool that looks, huh? Dual pipes under there. Now everything's just tacked. I need to weld it, but it's late tonight. I got to go to bed and go to work tomorrow. But the weekend's coming, so I'll have time to keep fabricating. But as you can see here, that's what it looks like. I had to move my emergency brake cables over there. Since I did the passenger side first, I'm like, everything's good. And I get to the driver's side, I'm like, oh no, the emergency brakes cables. So I made a couple little hoop hose clamp brackets. I got them tied up. That piece of wire there that's hanging on the brake line, I've got to make another little bracket to tie it to the frame or something, just so it doesn't droop on the pipe. But I've got them out of the way now, so it should be okay. But you can see through there, I really like this. I think it's going to sound good. It's not going to be, it's going to add all those, it's adding 270 degrees of bend, so it should take a little bit of sound out of it. But it's also kind of cool. You don't really see trucks with, you see trucks with side pipes, so usually they're short and they just bend. This is kind of different. And it should be plenty fine being stainless steel pipe. It shouldn't rust or, do anything like that. So we should be good. Side kicks out the same here. Here's what I was talking about that. I gotta tighten it up still, but this little hose clamp will keep the e-brake line from hitting there. And then I got room for this. I just gotta pick this other side one up here on the passenger side cable. I gotta pick that up, but this one will be fine. It can't once I tighten that up, it can't hit the pipe at all. And these pipes shouldn't be that warm. If it was laying right on it, it could probably melt it, but it's going to have an inch of clearance, so it should stay cool enough to be fine. They go up there and mount to that bracket on the frame, so everything's good. But this is just tacked a little bit, but because the mount's under the center, I don't think I need any hangers. I mean, maybe these will vibrate a little bit. I thought about if I have to, I can. There's a hole here in the box from the old fender brace or something. I don't know what that was for. But anyways, I could mount a mount there and weld another one of them tab deals on here just to hold the tailpipes. But I think it's going to be I'll have to run the truck, and if they, if they do vibrate around, they could fatigue and crack after a while, but I don't think it's going to want to vibrate like that. That's me just whacking up my hand. It should be, I think it should be fine. Not really an exhaust builder, but these builder series kits from Summit are pretty awesome. I wish I had someday I'd like to have like a hydraulic tubing bender for exhaust systems, but they're like $10,000, so I probably won't have one. But I would love to like be able to bend up custom exhausts out of one piece of pipe. Be cool. But for now, this is welded together. This stainless pipe welded together is gonna be fine. It's gonna last forever and look good and sound awesome on this truck. So I like it. All right, it's the next night here. I've got the exhausts all welded up. I did it off camera here real fast. See if I can look down under here. Where's the light? Oh. There we go. We're all welded up there. I just got to cut them hangers off, but the system's all welded all the way around. It's hung up pretty good. I just got to mount my emergency brake cables the rest of the way, and we'll be done with this project. Well, it is done now, I guess. I'm not going to fire it up right now because the truck's running rich. I got to mess with the choke. I don't know if it's sticking on or what, but it goes full of rich, so I'm not going to fire it up in the garage now with the door closed. And it's supposed to be super cold tomorrow, like 20 degrees. So have to wait a couple days to fire it up. But I love how it came out. It's different. The glass packs are pretty loud, so hopefully this extra pipe will quiet it down a little bit. We'll find out when we fire it up. And let me show you a sneak peek. Oh, you can see it behind me. What's that? Right there, bam. So I did a separate video that came out, probably hasn't come out yet, but I bought a Pittsburgh Harbor Freight tire machine thingamajig here, and it was returned. It was all damaged. I kind of like pieced it back together. Paid $38 for it, and you'll have to see the video. But I mounted up the spare tire right here. Boom! Check this thing out. The reveal. The spare is, this is a retread tire I bought from tirerecappers.com out of Tennessee. But I wanted this old bar pattern here. And they make these tires not in retread, that you can get them repop from like Coker and like Universal Tire, I think. But they're like $300 a piece. So this is $134, this retread, and it's just going to be the spare tire for the truck. And it's not a 33, it's like a 235 85 16, which is like 30, 31 or so, 31 and a half. But it'll be a good spare. It's E-rated, but it is retread, so I'm not going to run it on the truck full time. I've had mixed results of retreads. I've had one come apart, but this will be good for a spare. But in the next video, we're going to play around getting this mounted up to the side of the box now that I got this mounted on the rim. And it's going to be super cool. And there we go. That's that. Also, I've got the bedwood here. I've been letting it dry. And since I've been letting it dry, it's all warped on me. But look, you look down there, yeah, it's all warped. But it'll bolt down. I've got enough cross members to bolt down. This is 5/4 deck boards, for like the top of a deck board. Not intended for ground contact. Uh-oh. But just going to make the bed floor out of these 5/4 deck boards. They'll be plenty strong enough to hold whatever I want to put in the floor. I'm sure they probably got wood kits you can buy for these trucks. They're oak, but they're probably multiple hundreds of dollars. And I think I got like, I don't know, $40-50 in this lumber here. So it'll just get some carriage bolts down through the steel here and hold it down. I might weld a piece of angle iron across the back of the box to slip the back edge in here so I don't have to put any bolts in there, and it'll keep the edge of the wood all covered with metal. But we'll work on putting the floor in now that I've got everything I need to do. Oh, actually, I got to add a vent line here, and I got to seal this up. But we're almost done. We're going to put the floor in, I think, next time. I'm going to fluid film the top of the frame, bolt the floorboards in. I'm thinking about either leaving them natural, staining them, or painting them black. I'm not sure what yet, but the wood will go in. And then I'm also taking the rest of the good mud tires and white wheels to get mounted up tomorrow at my buddy's shop. So we'll be able to add the 33-inch BF Goodrich mud train tires here. I'd like to roll it outside and take a look at it with that, but like I said, it's super cold out, so we'll see. Maybe at the end of the weekend I might warm up some more, but tomorrow's supposed to be like maybe 20, so don't really want to roll out and be putting tires on when it's that cold out. But yeah, a bunch of stuff happened on the Dodge. We're going to keep tinkering on this thing just a little bit here and there. Winter's almost over, and I've got some other things I got to do. The 37 Ford, I'm taking it to the show. I'll have a video on the cavalcade of cars, and I got that there next weekend. The video will come out, I don't know, 2 or 3 videos from now, probably, because it won't be till like March 1st through 3rd, the show. So it'll be there. I've got to get my Studebaker truck out, because I'm going to the Piston Powered Show, Summit Racing Piston Powered Show in Cleveland on April 3rd to the 7th or whatever, 6th or 7th. I'll be in Cleveland with the Studebaker truck and the dragster. So if you're coming to the Summit Piston Powered Show, you can see it there. And we got to get that just shook down, because it's got to drive all the way to Cleveland, which is from here is like 4.5 hours. So I got to make sure that's ready to go. And then we'll be working on this, starting to get this thing roadworthy, start driving it, start putting miles on it, breaking it in, tuning it up, get the snowplow back, and start putting some miles on the old brown Dodge. And once the brown Dodge is on the road, I've got another project, and I think you guys are going to like it. It's a popular vehicle. It's a popular build. There's lots of parts for them, so I can get anything I want for it. And I think it's going to be pretty neat. It's going to be another, not anywhere near as serious as this. The truck is pretty solid. It needs a little bit of rust. Oh, I said truck. The vehicle is a little bit solid. It needs some rust repair. But all the parts are available. It's going to have some modifications, and I'm going to build it to clone another vehicle from my past. And I'll tell you the story later, but it's going to be super cool. We're going to be picking that up in the spring, start working on that, and then it'll be summer, and we'll be doing whatever. So plenty to look forward to. I love this exhaust system. It's super awesome. Check back next time. We'll be putting the wood in, putting the spare on, and one more step closer to getting this old brown Dodge done and getting it out the door. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bam, here at the Quick Speed Shop.